Big stories hitting the wires right now, starting with major legal trouble for a corporate giant. Amazon is facing a massive proposed class action lawsuit from former employees Gayatri Srinivas and Amy Cisneros, who are blowing the whistle on alleged pay discrimination. The two women claim the company intentionally misclassified their roles as non-tech to keep their salaries below those of their male counterparts who were doing the exact same work.
Tired of dropping your phone or struggling to prop it up? Meet the Pop Sockets phone grip with expanding kickstand in black, your new must-have accessory. Don't miss out. Grab yours today. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Tragedy has struck an Amazon fulfillment center in Troutdale, Oregon, where a 46-year-old worker died during a shift. While the company claims they acted to preserve life and that the employee suffered from a pre-existing condition, co-workers are speaking out with disturbing allegations that they were told to ignore the scene and keep packing boxes while the situation unfolded. We are looking into the conflicting accounts surrounding this heartbreaking loss. On a much lighter note, Hollywood heavyweights Mark Wahlberg and Paul Walter Hauser are making headlines for their hilarious new team-up in the Amazon Prime comedy Balls Up. The two stars sat down to discuss the outrageous plot of this buddy flick and teased some major on-set antics that made it hard for them to even stay in character while filming. It is a wild ride that has even the cast pitching sequels set in Miami. Finally, for the tech enthusiasts, AMD is making waves with the upcoming Ryzen 9 9950X3D2 processor, which is now available for pre-order at Amazon. While AMD officially positioned the flagship chip at $899, the current retail price on the site has jumped to $999 for this 16-core beast featuring dual 3D V-Cache technology. Make sure you are in the know on all these stories by hitting that like button, subscribing to the channel, and ringing the bell for future updates. Ever wonder if your job title is actually costing you money? Well, at Amazon, two former employees are claiming that's exactly what's happening, and they're taking the tech giant to court over it. Gayatri Srinivas and Amy Cisneros have filed a proposed class action lawsuit in Seattle, alleging a systemic issue where women are being funneled into lower-paying job classifications just because their roles are labeled as non-tech. This isn't just a minor oversight. They claim it's a deliberate way to keep pay lower for women, even when they're doing the exact same work, with the same credentials as their male counterparts. Take the story of Amy Cisneros, for example. While working in the fashion division, she allegedly found out that her male peers doing the same work were classified as tech and pocketing a higher paycheck. When a colleague went on leave, she stepped up and took over his projects without skipping a beat, yet the company refused to reclassify her role. Talk about a double standard that's hard to ignore. Then you have Gayatri Srinivas, a veteran with 14 years at the company. Despite being the longest-tenured technical writer in AWS, she realized her compensation consistently lagged behind men with the same titles. Even when she managed to secure a pay bump, she says she was still stuck at the bottom of the barrel for her pay band. It really makes you question, if experience doesn't drive your salary, what does? This isn't an isolated incident either. This latest filing echoes a 2023 lawsuit involving 3 other women who alleged similar discrimination and retaliatory behavior. In that case, one woman even discovered that men reporting to her were making significantly more money, in one instance, $190,000 more. And the kicker? A federal judge recently rejected Amazon's attempt to throw that case out, calling their dismissal motion premature. Amazon has historically denied these claims, asserting they don't tolerate discrimination, but these repeated allegations paint a concerning picture of corporate structure. As the legal battle unfolds, it forces us to look closer at the black box of pay scales in big tech. What do you think? Is this just a messy HR classification issue, or is it evidence of a deeper culture of gender bias? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more deep dives into the stories shaking up the tech world. At the end of the day, when you're doing the work, you deserve the paycheck, no labels attached. Imagine you are in the middle of a standard shift at an Amazon fulfillment center, surrounded by the mechanical hum of conveyor belts, when suddenly, a colleague collapses right in front of you. This isn't a hypothetical nightmare. It is the reality of what reportedly happened in Troutdale, Oregon, on April 6th, and the aftermath is sparking a heated debate about corporate culture and the value of human life in the workplace. A 46-year-old tote runner, tasked with the physically grueling job of moving heavy bins, tragically passed away after suffering a head injury on the warehouse floor. But it is what allegedly happened in the minutes following the collapse that has people outraged. According to multiple coworkers, while emergency services were rushing to the scene, supervisors reportedly told staff to keep working, keep sorting, and essentially, look the other way. It is a chilling image, the relentless march of logistics grinding on while a life hangs in the balance just a few aisles over. Amazon has pushed back on these accounts, claiming that they acted immediately by deploying trained personnel and a defibrillator. They insist that their priority was to keep the area clear for first responders and that a full evacuation wasn't feasible. Yet, the disconnect between management's statement and the employees' lived experience is stark. If the goal was safety, why did some workers feel they were being pushed to maintain productivity while their peer was dying? This incident forces us to ask a difficult question. At what point does the pursuit of speed and efficiency in our modern economy strip away our basic human decency? While Amazon maintains that they supported the staff with counseling and paid time off, the trust has clearly been fractured. We need to hear your take on this in the comments below. Does the pressure for 2-day shipping come at too high a cost for the people actually doing the work? If you found this story important, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the news that matters. At the end of the day, no package is worth more than a human life, yet it seems we still have a long way to go to prove that. Ever watch a movie and think, wow, that escalated quickly? Well, hold on to your seats because Amazon Prime's new raunchy comedy, Balls Up, is about to take that feeling to a whole new level. We sat down with stars Mark Wahlberg and Paul Walter Hauser to see exactly how this flick gets so delightfully nuts. Forget saving the world or high-stakes drama. This movie is all about one disastrous, hilarious decision that turns two coworkers into fugitives running for their lives in Brazil. Mark Wahlberg admitted that the moment he read the script, he knew he had to be part of the chaos. It's that rare kind of outrageous, unpredictable comedy that just screams instant classic. And Paul, he's already thinking 3 steps ahead, practically begging for a sequel set right here in Miami, mostly so he can indulge in endless Cuban sandwiches on set. Honestly, who can blame him? But the real magic happened behind the scenes. The two were constantly trying to crack each other up, and given their genuine friendship, keeping a straight face was basically impossible. Of course, the chemistry didn't stop when the cameras turned off. Things got a little weird during our interview when Paul decided to get a bit too friendly with his physical contact, leaving Mark hilariously caught off guard. It's clear that the bond they formed during 3 months of filming in Australia is still going strong, even if it results in some very awkward patting on the leg. If you're looking for a movie that doesn't take itself too seriously and guarantees a good laugh, Balls Up is your next must-watch. Have you seen the trailer yet, or are you waiting for the release? Let us know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more behind-the-scenes fun. At the end of the day, maybe we all just need a little more balls up in our lives to keep things interesting. Is a $1,000 price tag for a desktop processor the new normal? We need to talk about the Ryzen 9 9950X3D2, which has just popped up for pre-order on Amazon US. And let's just say, the number on the screen might make your wallet wince. Despite AMD officially positioning this beast at an already eye-watering $899, Amazon is listing it at $999, a full $100 over the suggested retail price. For context, this officially makes it the most expensive consumer CPU in AMD's history, even eclipsing the legendary FX 9590. It is a bold, perhaps even risky, move in a market that is increasingly sensitive to cost. But what exactly are you getting for that small fortune? Under the hood, we are looking at a 16-core, 32-thread powerhouse. It clocks in at 4.3 GHz base, pushing all the way up to 5.6 GHz in turbo. But the real headline, the reason this chip exists at all, is the cache. AMD has managed to pack in a staggering 192 megabytes of L3 cache. Here is the engineering marvel. Unlike previous generations, where we only saw 3D V-cache on a single CCD, this chip features one dedicated 3D V-cache array for each of its 2 CCDs. It is essentially doubling down on the architecture that has defined their recent success. Interestingly, while gamers have historically been the biggest fans of Vcache, AMD is curiously steering this model away from the gaming branding. They are pushing this strictly as a professional-grade workstation tool, using professional benchmarks to market it rather than frame rates. It leaves me wondering, is this truly the ultimate creative workhorse, or is it just the most expensive gaming chip in disguise? Let me know in the comments if you would drop $1,000 on this hardware, or if it is time to wait for a price correction. Make sure to hit that subscribe button for more deep dives into the latest tech news, and remember, sometimes the biggest leaps in performance come with the heaviest price tags.